I have been out of town this weekend, having a girls' weekend with my mom and my sisters, and Charlie's been at home with the kids and a friend working on putting up our goat fence.
Go down. Is that? No. More like. Get up! There's too much weight on this. No, there isn't. Oh no, we have to move that. But look! That has to come there. So we don't. Dominic! I have to get on!
I had brunch with my mom and sisters up in the mountains this morning. Had a great time. We were trying to decide what to do after brunch. One sister needed to go ahead and head home, and I knew I still had plenty of time. Wanted to go do a little bit of antique shopping, but we went on a hike, and then I was like, oh, I'll just antique shop afterwards. No, I was way too anxious to get home, get back to the farm, and get outdoors and work on something. So, Charlie, tell us what you've been doing all weekend.
So yesterday we began with the 5 horsepower auger, and we drilled all our corner posts in all the way around. We set our major corner post yesterday, filled it with sand. Our soil's so clayey that it just really packs better with sand than it does with the clay. Today we put in our second post to make our H-brace, our supports for our fence. This is going to be a gate that goes from here to the corner of the barn.
Okay.
The reason we put a gate here was because eventually we're going to put a lean-to there, and we'll probably put a fence across here so we'll have an alley to run animals back and forth if we need to. And we'll also be milking over here.
All right, so we've got our cow stanchion there, which we might adjust a little bit over time, but it's probably going to stay in this area under the shelter that we're planning to build, our lean-to, and maybe even put a goat milk stanchion over there. We'll see.
As you can see, each corner post has 2 sets of H-braces to support the corner post to keep from pulling loose. We took down our round pin. We'll set that back up somewhere where we need to. Today we also began to pull and put our wire up over on the other side,
Let's go take a look at that.
I decided that it would be helpful to put a walk-through gate on one side, since we had a gate over on the other side so we could get through. We used our neighbor's fence line to build our final set of fence. They were very gracious to help us. And we really look forward to getting the gates done, getting the animals, and see how it works.
Yep. As you can see, we have tons of vines and lots of grass that grows over here. Lots of blackberries, and we're really hoping that the goats will help to eat a lot of this mess right here beside the barn. I know I've been told that they're not so much, they don't eat as much grass as they do
Brambles.
brambles. That's what I'm looking for. So hopefully we have enough brambles for them. And we're enclosing the back of the barn all the way around too. Let's go look at that real quick. Okay. So are all these going to be extra posts then?
These are all extra posts we didn't
Ooh,
use
yay.
for the project.
Yay. Always good when you've already spent the money and you have extras. Now this is the wire that we have running our electric from our barn over to our fence, and then it goes all the way down to our back pasture back there behind the pond. So what are we going to do about this wire? Because we certainly don't want goats chewing on it.
Well, we're going to be putting insulated hot wire on at least one, maybe two. We may put one at the top and one towards the middle, so when they rub against it, they'll get shocked instead of
Tearing up the fence.
tearing up the fence.
Trying to climb on it or whatever.
We may use our electric netting in here to get them used to it, to train the goat to the electric netting while they still have an outer fence.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
We may use this for if we decide to get a boar and a sow and we need to separate them. We could use this for a little while for a boar. There's lots of things we could use this for. We could use it to house keep the cows up while a bad storm is going, or some reason we need to catch them and worm them or whatever. We can just use this area. It's a nice, tight, secure area to work the animals with. If we need to worm them or whatever, this will be a great location.
Let's just say too that we've actually never wormed our cows, and I'm hoping we'll never have to worm our goats, but at the same time we're not 100% purist, and we do try to do some natural things to keep them well wormed, but that's one reason we have American milking Devons. And I don't know about these goats. I'm pretty sure they've probably been wormed in the past, and so we'll just have to see how they do. But right now, we're not planning on them being eating goats anyway, so we're just gonna give this a try and see what we can learn and all of that before we invest a lot of money into it.
So we'll have another fence here for the back of our,
You mean a gate?
another gate here for the back side of our barnyard. We'll use this to run animals back and forth between each side. We'll put another gate inside of the barn so they'll have access to the stalls.
Oh, okay, so we're gonna put a gate right here.
Well, it'll be on the inside. It'll be up here. So we'll put the gate here.
Oh, okay, so we can run them
in.
in.
A walk-through gate here,
Okay,
so that the animals can come up in here, get out of the weather,
okay, so we'll have we can use the goats to,
maintain the area.
I mean, we
but,
can use this area as the goat shelter for right now, or if
Yep.
we need to, and, okay.
and we'll have to be careful that they don't. We may have to put something around the charger or something.
Yeah, around the bottom here or something.
But they can use this to get out of the weather for the time being. It'll only be 4 or 5 goats, so this should be plenty of room. We can put their minerals in here on the wall
Yeah.
to try to help keep them from needing to be wormed. We have to make sure that we have a dry place when it's really wet and nasty.
Yeah. So I'm really excited about this. We've actually already been offered some goats from another friend, and we know that those goats are used to being around people. They're used to being around kids. We're only getting 4 little, I don't know if you call them bucklings. I think she calls them billies. and I don't know enough about goats yet to give them the proper name, but we're not trying to get into dairy goats yet or anything of the sort. We're just trying to get some animals that will eat up blackberries and small trees and stuff like that that are growing along our fence line. In my opinion, we spend way too much time trying to maintain a fence line, and it would be great to have some animals who would do it. So we'll see how it turns out. We're definitely going to we're definitely not going to have them near the orchard, because I am not interested in them destroying my orchard trees. I do have a couple of orchard trees that are older, that are right here beside where we're putting the fence. And if those get torn up, okay, I hope that they don't, but they haven't been great producers for us over the years, and so it's okay if they come out. We've got one peach tree here, a pear tree there that just got trimmed for the fence. Probably not going to be harvesting many pears out of that one. It's as tall as it is. This pear desperately needs to be cut back. And then this peach tree, I think it got clipped with a lawnmower or something of the sort, and needless to say, it sprung back up from the bottom. I have no idea whether or not that tree is actually grafted, so we're just going to see if it actually produces any peaches and if they're of any decent quality this year. And if they are, then we'll trim it, let it grow, and if they're not, then bye-bye peach tree. We're planning to put some driveway coming back to the barn anyway, so that we can load and unload animals directly into the fence and all of that. So we know we're going to have to take out some stuff over here. We've also got 3 surviving plums over there, and I hardly ever get any plums at all off of them. I think our frosts usually get them too much, but they're there, and we'll have to see if they survive the goats or what. We're definitely we're trying to put up the best fence we can to keep the goats from being able to get out, and we're planning to move them around by tethering them and running hot wires and stuff like that. We're planning to tether them, run some hot wires, stuff like that, in order to move them around the fence line and get them to eat up wherever we need eaten up along the through our farm. But we're just gonna have to wait and see how it goes. This is our first venture into it, and we've definitely talked to our friends who own goats and try to get some good suggestions from them about how to handle them and such. But the guys got a decent amount done this weekend.